What is up guys, it is Harley here, back for episode 3 on the One Touch channel. Now, for today's episode on the One Touch channel, episode 3, we are going to be looking at my FPL team. All 15 players included in my FPL team for Matchday 1. Now, I just want to say before we get into this, make sure to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications, and also the support on the first 2 videos has been crazy good. I want to thank all of you guys, seriously, I appreciate it so much. But you know, we don't want to talk too much, we want to get straight into the video. The keeper who we have in our starting 11 is Alexander Schlager, sorry. Pretty much he plays for Austria against North Macedonia in the first game. He cost 4.5 million. Now if we take a look at Austria's group quickly, they have Netherlands, North Macedonia and Ukraine. They play North Macedonia in their first game of the group stages. Now obviously I'm pretty sure I'm going to take him out for match day 2 where they play Netherlands, but this is for match day 1. We are definitely going to include Schlager in the 15. He might be on the bench depending on, because this isn't going to be my final team. There might be another player, there might be a few changes that I include, but he is definitely going to be in the 15 man. Considering North Macedonia, with all due respect, are probably the worst team out of all the teams that are taking place in the competition. They just simply don't have the quality, and I'm 90% sure that they're not going to get through the group stages, and I'm 90% sure as well that they're also going to finish 4th. But sorry for the North Macedonia disrespect, but Austria play them first. They're the easiest side, and that's why I've included Schlager. Now the second player, who's going to be a Stonewall player who I'm 90% sure I'm not going to take out. A lot of players in here I'm sure that I'm not going to take out, but there could be some that I could change. But Spinazzola is one of the ones who I'm not going to take out. Now, he's 5.5 million. He plays against Turkey. I do think Turkey might be the team that finished 4th in the group. I'm not sure. I did predict for Wales to finish 4th, but Turkey could finish 4th. Now Italy I do think will finish 1st in the group. They are by far favourites to come 1st in their group, and they are actually one of the favourites to win the whole competition. But Spinazzola is one of those players for 5.5 million who's a defender. He's a fullback, but he's one of those fullbacks that's very attacking and is likely to get an assist, a few assists maybe, and you never know, could get goal contributions. Now that's why I've included him. I think he is a must. I think he's an 100% guaranteed player that I'm going to include in my team. One of the underrated ones. A lot of people have him, but I think he is still quite underrated. Let's see the percentage of people that actually own him. 3%, to be fair. It's less than I thought. But we're going to get into the next player. Now, Merla is the next player on the list for 4.5 million. He is a fullback for Denmark who plays against Finland in the first match day. He is likely to get goals or an assist, likely to get assists. His attacking output is very decent for 4.5 million as well. He is a very good option with only 4% owned. He is quite underrated. Not many people know about him, but he is going to be one that's going to be included in my team. If we look at Denmark's group, they have Belgium, who they play 2nd. They play Finland 3rd and Russia. Finland 1st and Russia 3rd. Sorry, and I think he is going to be included for all 3 games, depending on how Denmark do. But yeah, he's going to be included in my 15, maybe for all 3 for sure. Now the next player, I think he's a quite popular player. Yes, he is. By 16% own him. It is Jason Denayer for Belgium, who play Russia on the 12th of June. Belgium are not just favourites to finish their group, well, finish 1st in their group, but they're actually favourites to win the whole thing. I think in betting terms, they're actually top 3 to win the entire tournament. Now, if we look at Belgium's group, obviously they have Denmark, Finland, Russia. They play Russia first, then Denmark, then Finland. They're 3, Belgium are expected to win all 3 of those, maybe even keep 3 clean sheets. You never know. Denayer is a centre back. Don't expect him to get goals and assists, but he's in there for the clean sheets. Now, Denayer will be changed when we get a better idea in the next couple of days about who is going to be the left back or right back starter for Belgium. Because if we take a little look, I don't think it's guaranteed who the starters are going to be for the fullback position for Belgium. I think Meunier is definitely one of the ones that are there. Yes, I think Alderweireld and Vertonghen, Denayer are 3 ones that could be starting. Not sure about Boyata and Vermaelen. But at the right back position, it is very 50-50 on whether Meunier or Castagne are going to start at the right back position. Now, but I'm going to look at the Belgium qualifiers that they played against Croatia. It was a 3-back with Castagne starting at right mid, and then against Greece it was Meunier who started at right mid, so exactly. And then against Belarus in their 8-0 win, it was Meunier who started there. It was Castagne that started there. So, and then against Belgium before that was Meunier. So you never know. It, like as I said, it's very 50-50. Judging off of the Croatia game, the friendly that was a few days ago, I would expect it to be Castagne who starts there, even though Meunier is the one that's selected more, 7% selected. Castagne is only 5% selected, but for now that's why Denayer makes it in my team. The next player on the list, another Belgian man, is Yuri Tielemans, the Leicester man, who's been solid this season. He's been very, very good this season. He is going to be included in my team. Like I said, let's go back to the Belgium games. They play Russia first, then Denmark, then Finland. Go back onto their games. Against Croatia, Tielemans started. Against Greece, Tielemans didn't start, but he did get subbed on. Against Belarus, didn't start, but did get subbed on. But against Belarus, they played their B team. But I would expect, based on the fact that the team that they played against Croatia, I would expect is going to be their strongest starting 11, so I think Tielemans will get the nod. Let's have a look at how many people have selected Tielemans. It's 11%, so it is quite a few people who have selected him, but Belgium obviously favourites to win their group, favourites to win the whole tournament, has a good attacking output. That's why Tielemans makes it in my team. The next player in my 15-man team is David Alaba. Now, David Alaba plays at left wing for Austria. He is a certain starter for Austria. He is put down as a midfielder. I'm pretty sure David Alaba is the corner, free kick and penalty taker, so he takes everything for them. Registered as a midfielder. He is selected by 18%, but he only comes in at 5.5 million. Plays against North Macedonia on the first game. If we look at their other 2 games that are in their group, they play Netherlands second and Ukraine third. I think Alaba's going to be one of those players that makes it all 3 games in my team, whether he's on the bench or in the starting 11. But his attacking output is very good. He played decent against England in the friendly. He is definitely going to make my team for a bargain of 5.5 million. Now, the next player, who's included in 9% of people's teams, but this is subject to change. It is Insigne for Italy, who plays against Turkey. Now, the trick for this is that the deadline for Matchday 1 is an hour before the match starts. However, team news for Italy comes out 1 hour 30 before the match starts. So whoever starts in midfield for Italy will be included in my team, so that will be decided of whether I pick Chiesa or Insigne. If both of them start, it will be Insigne. If I have Chiesa not selected, I think I would put Chiesa in over Insigne if Chiesa starts, but I have Insigne in there because he's the one that's more likely to start. And at 8.5 million, obviously, if you don't have enough for that, then put Chiesa in, who's 7 million, who's selected by 20%. Insigne selected by 9%. Italy's group is Wales, Turkey, and Switzerland. They play Turkey in the first game. I think an Italian midfielder of either Chiesa or Insigne is 100% needed in your team. One of the 2 will be included. Also, Berardi is even cheaper at 6 million, who you could include in your team, but obviously you're going to wait till the lineups are out till I make my final decision of who I choose. Now, the next player who's going to be included in my team is Diogo Jota, obviously the Liverpool player for Portugal. He's a very good goal scoring threat who plays in the left wing or right wing position, who is actually registered as a midfielder on Euros Fantasy. He costs 8.5 million. He's one of the more expensive players, but he's someone who you definitely want to go for. Obviously, Portugal play Hungary in their first game. They then have pretty sure it's Germany then France, or it might be France then Germany, but I'm pretty sure it's Germany in the second match week and then France in the third. He is a definite 100% starter for Portugal, alongside the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, players like that. Jota will definitely get in the squad, and is one of their higher goal scoring players in the Portugal squad, so that's why you want to include him in your team. Now the next player on the list is Romelu Lukaku. Now Romelu Lukaku, I'm pretty sure, is selected by the majority of players. Yes, 45%. Yeah, he is the highest selected player in Euros fantasy. 45%. No other player is selected more than Romelu Lukaku. He is going to be my captain. He is going to be certainly the player that I include. He is going to last all 3 games. I predict him to finish Golden Boot. He is the favourite to win the Euros Golden Boot. He is definitely going to be my captain and in the team for probably the whole tournament, obviously based on where Belgium go out or where Belgium finish. I do think they'll finish first in their group though, and Lukaku will definitely be in my team. Now the next player on the list is Memphis Depay, who plays for Netherlands. Now Netherlands are a very 50-50 team. I think Depay will be in there regardless, based on how Netherlands play against Ukraine and Austria for the North Macedonia game. That'll be to decide whether I include the likes of Tim Krul, Wijnaldum, Vindel, players like that who are selected by a lot of players. But Depay, he takes free kicks and penalties for Netherlands. He is pretty much included in every goal for Netherlands. His attacking output is so good. One of the most prolific strikers in the world right now. I think he has to be 100% included in my team. 21% included by everyone in the Euros, 10 million. I think he has to be one of the front 3 players who has to be included. Now this next one is a bit weird. Some of the FPL channels, if you look, they are on this hype. The Kalajic, sorry if I mess up that pronunciation, but 1% owned. The hype for him is up there right now. He is going to be in my team against North Macedonia. Now, he is a very weird one, but he plays for Stuttgart. He's in amazing form right now for Austria and for Stuttgart, and I think he is going to make it in my starting 11. Obviously we'll see how it goes in the game against North Macedonia. Austria then play, I think, Netherlands and then Ukraine, so we'll have to see how that goes. But for now, for Matchday 1, Kalajic will definitely be in my team. Now onto the bench here, we have for the goalkeeper position Unai Simon, who plays against Sweden. Now this one's a weird one. Unai Simon has been selected 1%. Now if we look at the Spain goalkeepers, obviously it is questionable whether De Gea, Simon or Sanchez will start, but Simon has started most of the recent Spain matches, so I would expect Simon to start in goal for Spain. We'll get a better idea in the next couple of days. If not, I could include David De Gea in the team, but for 5 million, Unai Simon I think is a complete bargain considering they play Sweden in their first game. Now Spain are another one of the teams that are expected to come out first in their group. Sweden first, then Poland, then Slovakia. They're the other 2 teams in the group. They should get 3 wins out of 3 in those, but football is football. You never know what's going to happen. So that's why I've included Unai Simon. And there's another 2 Spanish players in here. You might know who they are, but we're not going to get to the first one yet. We're going to leave them for the last 2 players. But the next player we have on the list is João Cancelo, who I'm pretty sure is quite expensive. He is owned by 22%, but he is 6 million euros. João Cancelo against Hungary, definitely going to be in my team despite the fact that they have the group of death. 6 million. You're probably wondering, well, Harley, why is he on your bench if he's that good of a player? Now, the way the bench system works in Euros 2020 is that if a player, in between days, you have the option to sub someone on. Now, for example, Spinazzola plays on the 11th, Mela and Danea play on the 12th, and Cancelo plays on the 15th. In between there is a substitution window. Now, say, for example, Mela concedes to Finland and Mela gets, let's say, 2 points for playing 90 minutes, doesn't get a clean sheet, any goals or assists. I then have the option to sub off Mela and sub on Cancelo before Cancelo plays to risk getting more points. And obviously if they blank, then there's minimal risk and I can sub Cancelo on, and if he ends up getting a goal or assist or a clean sheet, maybe even all 3, maybe even 2 of them, or even just one of them, and plays 90 minutes, then he's going to get more points than Mela. So subbing him on over Mela is guaranteed points or is minimal risk, well no risk at all actually. So that's how the bench system works, and that is why Cancelo makes the team. Now the bench rule is also applied to these other two players that I have. They share the same name. It is Pau Torres and Ferran Torres. They both play on the 14th of June, both play against Sweden, just like Unai Simon. Ferran Torres and Pau Torres, both amazing players. Now Pau Torres, I'm expecting Spain to get a clean sheet. If they don't, then it is what it is, I guess, but he doesn't actually start, but he will get subbed on, obviously, if any of the other three don't get goal contributions or a clean sheet. As a centre-back, he will certainly be starting for Spain with Ramos out of the squad, but yeah, Pau Torres gets there, and Ferran Torres for 8 million. Let's look at both of them. Pau Torres is selected by 23% at just 4.5 million. I don't know if it's a mistake that he's valued that low, but 4.5 million for Pau Torres should be 100% guaranteed that he's in your squad. Ferran Torres is 8 million, so he's a bit more expensive, owned by 11%, plays against Sweden. He is probably one of the most likely players to get goals or assists for Spain, and that's why he gets in my team. Now if you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, make sure to put your teams in the comments down below or send them to me on Twitter. My Twitter is Halsey, and yeah, that's the video. Anyways, see you guys later.